All right. It looks like we are live. Welcome back to the live stream. This is episode 2 of the Build $1 Million Business, and I imagine we're going to be a little bit more than a few episodes. Episode 2 now, but I think we might go into the few hundreds by the time we get our goal. But nevertheless, we are here today, ready to rock and roll, and a couple housekeeping things, I guess, to clean up from yesterday. Yesterday, we just kind of talked about the overview of what the goal is, of course, to build a business worth $1 million or bringing in $1 million in revenue every single year. And yeah, what else? And then we kind of start talking about one app that we're going to build, and that's going to be an invoicing app, which is going to allow me or help me invoice the clients that I have to, help me get paid, whether that's a one-time invoice or a regular recurring invoice, kind of monthly or yearly. So that's what we're going to start building today. But before, there was a comment from Gavin. How you doing, Gavin? Hope you're doing well. His comment was, let me bring this up. He said, "Oh, don't you need a frequently asked questions page?" And yes, we did. Completely forgot about that. So we're going to have one. Very good spot there. And he also asked about late payment fee. Now, I thought I discussed this, but I guess I didn't. But yes, we're definitely going to have to put something in there for late payments and have that automated as well. So if somebody pays you late, then I guess we'd be able to add like 5% addition or something like that. I'm not sure exactly. Like, I've never had anybody late yet, so I haven't had to make any late fees, but having something standard like that, like a 5% every 30 days or something. Maybe that's standard. I don't know. I'll have to look that up to see what that is. But yep, we'll definitely have to do that. Probably don't need that for launch because at least we want to get it out the door as quickly as possible and nobody's going to be late right out the gate. And the last part of your comment was about people looking for traditional options to pay. And you listed kind of credit cards, PayPal, e-transfer, and check. So what Stripe does, Stripe allows us to collect any major credit cards. So that's handled with that. And for the most part, for me, at least right now, I don't see myself taking payments in any other way other than credit card. It would be nice to get e-transfers because then that avoids having to pay fees, which end up being pretty expensive. I think Stripe charges 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. And that's the same thing for QuickBooks as well. And it's pretty much the same everywhere you go, unless you start doing more volume, and then it'll get cheaper for you if you can make any kind of deal. But definitely not at that point yet. So PayPal does the same thing that Stripe does basically. Of course, you can do PayPal to PayPal, and you can connect bank accounts as well too. But I'm not a big fan of PayPal, and I don't want to integrate them just quite yet until I absolutely have to, and I don't think I need to at the start. So, but that could be an option in the future. And yeah, getting money by check. I guess what we can do in the software is that if a client pays you in an alternate way, so they give you a check or they do give you an e-transfer or what have you, this won't be automated, but just have it in the app so that you can mark it as paid and it is paid in a different way. So that's at least a way that you can still use that application to track all your open and closed invoices and things like that. So great comments. Thanks for the comments. Appreciate it as always. And before we get started into actually building this thing, we're going to hop into Webflow today, and we're going to start actually creating this application. But before, I want to talk a little bit about how I got to this decision to quit my job and start this company, or just start a company, anyways. So I mentioned yesterday. What did I mention? I can't even remember what this is. This is going to be so bad because I don't even remember what I talked about. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you this spreadsheet that I created, which is pretty much formed the basis of every decision that I made, or the decision that I made in order to quit. So here it is over here. I don't know. This is probably too small. I don't know if you can see this, but let me see if I could maximize this a little bit or make it a little bit bigger. All right, hopefully that works. Okay, so this was a snapshot of our financial situation when I decided to quit my job. So it says right here, the last working day was September 16th. So I think it was September, whatever 14 days was before that. That's the day that I gave my notice. And at the time, we had a savings of about $20,000, and in our checking account was $1,500. So not much. I mean, we're certainly not rich by any stretch of the imaginations. In fact, yeah, anyways, I'm not going to say we're broke either, but this is what our financial situation was. So what I did here was kind of track how long could we possibly go with starting this business until we would literally run out of money, and then we wouldn't have any more money for basic expenses, food and shelter is basically the two big ones. So that's what this spreadsheet did to track. So I tracked 4 different things. The incoming revenue, this is how much money I was coming in through business. And I have here in October that there was 3,500. Those were outstanding invoices that I had for work that I was already doing freelance before I even quit my job. So that was stuff that was already kind of owed to me. So the outgoing expenses, this is what I've done to kind of estimate how much money it was going to cost every month to operate the business. So it came up to $831 approximately. That's an estimate. We'll actually probably get into other numbers, the actual numbers in probably a later date. I'm not sure exactly when, but we'll get to that. So, and this year's salary payment, this is how much money I would have to draw from the business in order to be able to pay our monthly bills. And our expenses, I averaged to be $3,000 a month. It's a little bit less than that, but there's always ebbs and flows with how much money you need to live. So that includes rent, food, utilities, medical expenses, anything that would come up. Kind of $3,000 is kind of our average monthly bill, I guess you can say. That's our budget. And then cash flow here is just the difference between the money that's coming in and then the money that's coming out, and then every month how much would we have to actually dip into our savings. So then I just kind of calculated this out over time. So as you can see, September and October, I put $0 in terms of how much money I would need to pay myself a salary, because I was still getting paid from my work, because I had some extra vacation time or whatever that was kind of banked up. So I don't know why this one's at 3,000 or at 0. So this should be at 3,000. I don't know why that got changed. Anyways, okay, maybe that makes more sense. I don't know if it makes more sense or not. Anyways, it doesn't really matter because it's not too important. So basically what this showed is that by the time I quit, we knew that we had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months of cash in the reserve in order for us to be able to live. So that's not a lot of leeway. I probably don't recommend this for most people because I think I have a higher risk tolerance than most people, to be honest. Well, maybe, I don't know, most people. I don't know. A lot of people think that I was crazy. So maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. But I think a lot of people wouldn't go about and quit their job and have literally zero income coming in without having at least a year's worth of cash in the bank. So that's what we did. And this is the spreadsheet. I showed it to Andrea and we discussed it. And we decided to go for it. It wasn't just me making the decision. Of course, we made it together as a family because I didn't want us to be living in complete stress for the next 8 months or what have you. And yeah, so that's where we are. So there's a big fire under the butt for me in order to create a business that, number one, doesn't just bleed money. Like, you hear a lot of businesses, the first 2 years they don't make any money or whatever. That can't be what this is. It has to be making money, and I have to be making money basically right away. Otherwise, come April, I have to get another job because, it just didn't work. So that's the situation that we're in. And that's, I don't know what else to say about that. It's a wild ride, I guess. It's, for me, I do see it as, obviously it is risky because, I have a family, myself, my wife, and we have our 2 kids, and we need to make sure that we have a place to live. We need to make sure we have food to eat. And I always figured that with the skills that I've accumulated over the years, especially with computers and science and all that kind of stuff, that I have a pretty unique skill set that makes it fairly, I'm not going to say makes it super easy to get a job, because it's not. It's definitely not easy to get a job. But I've never had any issues being unemployed and not being able to find something pretty good within 3 to 4 weeks. So I've been pretty fortunate that way. I've worked really hard in order to gain the knowledge that I have that makes me employable. But so I don't worry too much about the fact that it's going to be hard for me to find a job. That being said, things might be a lot worse now, considering we're into recession and all that kind of stuff too. So that's a little bit of a concern. But I'm just going to keep plugging away. And what I'll do is, before we get into building here, which I want to start really soon, is I want to give you a little bit of overview of what we've done so far in terms of business, income and expenses. So I'm going to share this right here. Oh, again, this is pretty small. Let's zoom this in. So as I said yesterday, I use QuickBooks in order to manage all the finances. So every penny that flows in and out of the company goes through QuickBooks right here. So as you can see, since this is all dates. So since I started, which is September 16th, I guess. I don't know what day I actually incorporated. It was sometime in the middle of September. Anyways, so from the time I started to today, this is what Pixel has done. So far, I brought in just under $30,000 in income, and in terms of expenses, spent almost $14,000. Now, the expenses are quite on the high side. I could just drill into this a little bit. Almost $5,500 was building this new computer that I'm using. I needed to have some computer, and unfortunately, they're kind of pricey to get the things that I want to get, like a good graphics card and all that kind of stuff. So that was an expense. Camera stuff, got a new lens for this live stream, a little bit of furniture, which isn't too bad, and software subscriptions. That's the biggest thing, which costs a lot of money, and it's pretty high, but it's a lot of the things that I do purchase. Let me just break this down. A lot of these things, like Zapier, Webflow, a lot of the stuff, this is paid like a year chunk, and it's also in US dollars as well too, which makes it a little higher when it's converted to Canadian. But I pay through things kind of on a year basis just because it ends up being cheaper. So it looks like a lot. I guess it is a lot. I don't know. I'll probably at some point after I've been in business, probably for a year, go through all the software, see exactly how much I'm spending on it, and seeing if there's any ways where I can reduce the expenses, because it does get pretty expensive. So Vimeo, is that something I even still need? I don't know. I need to look into that. Anyways, but yeah, so been in business, what are we, January 24th? So say January, December, November, October, and then September. So 4.5 months and made $30K. So that's not too bad. Let me, I'll bring up this spreadsheet just to see. Now I'm actually kind of curious. What was it? What was the exact number? 2943. Okay. Go back. What just happened? This is what I want. 2943 was it? And let's say divided by 4.5 months. So that's just under, what is that? $6,454 a month on average is what, and that's gross, right? So that's all the money that's coming in. So still have expenses, still have to pay the company, still have to pay everything. And then after that, then there's enough money, I guess, to pay myself. So not too bad. In comparison, what was my job? So my job was $90,000 a year. So we want to have the same formula. That's not divided. That's the wrong time. By 12 months is $7,500 a month is what I was making gross. And then of course there's taxes and all that kind of stuff. So it ends up being, I don't know what was my paycheck. Somewhere around $4,200 a month, something like that. So yeah, something like that, I would imagine. So that's not too bad. If I was bringing home $4,200 in cash after taxes and all that kind of stuff, and now I'm bringing $6,400 a month, is that better or worse because of expenses and everything? And of course, got to pay taxes as well on that. So I don't know. We'll see. But I think the point is that it's going really well. I haven't had to tap into any of the savings at all. So this, $22,000 or whatever it is, that's still there. So we're still going pretty strong, and hopefully we can only grow from here. So yeah, so far so good, and really happy with the way things are going. I mean, making $30K in 4.5 months, and and I haven't done any marketing, haven't done any advertising or anything like that. I don't even have a website, for crying out loud. So it's all just been word of mouth. It's pretty good. So I'm really happy with the way things are going. So hopefully things can continue. Hopefully, because we have to get to $1 million. So we're a long ways away, but that's okay. We're gonna keep going. Okay, so I think that's about it. That's all the crap that I want to talk about. So now let's get into building. And actually, you know what? Let's bring up what we were talking about. Oh, geez. Where did I put it now? I don't know where I filed it. I want to bring up the document that we were working on yesterday, which outlined everything that we need to build in this application. Okay. I know where it is. Right. Okay, let's throw in frequently asked questions. And I'm going to throw this on here as well too. Right, ability to add late fees depending on what time they pick. So we'll have to figure out exactly how we're going to do that. Okay, let's bring this over to this window. Don't need this. All right. So the tool we're going to be using is something called Webflow. Let's go here. So if you don't know too much, I mean, this isn't by any means going to be any kind of like tutorial or anything about how to build a website. So I might make some of those at some point in the future, but this is really going to be just me kind of working and just kind of talking out loud, just so I can work things through, so you guys can kind of get a feel for my process here, and maybe learn a few things along the way. But I think it's important to give a little bit of an overview as to why I'm choosing to use Webflow and what I've done in the past. So when I first learned how to build websites, it was pretty much learning HTML and CSS and maybe a little bit of JavaScript, just writing that by hand in Scratch using Notepad or some other, editor to write code in. So I really did everything by hand and learning how to code. And I really liked that process because it gave me a really good understanding of exactly how the HTML is structured in order to render, a page. So basically when you render a website, it's rendered in HTML, and that's basically the building blocks or the framework for how a browser takes information that's coded and then displays it to you for you to see. And along with the HTML, there's also something called CSS, which is, I think, cascading style sheets, which gives the look and feel of the different elements on a site. So there's more to it than that, but HTML and CSS, those kind of two things dictate the content that goes on to the web page and how it looks and how it's designed. There's lots more to it in order when you want to get stuff that's more dynamic and what have you. But for me, learning was HTML and CSS, and that was kind of the front end kind of package of designing. And that's what I learned, how to make my first websites. And then I discovered something called WordPress. I could bring this up right here. Do I want to go .org? Yeah, WordPress.org. Oh, I haven't been on this website in a long time. So WordPress, you've probably heard about this before. If anyone has told you that you need a website, or you want a website and you don't know what to look, and you just kind of Google, I need a website, WordPress is probably going to be recommended because I think it drives a huge chunk of every website that you visit. I don't know exactly what the number is, but I think it's over 20%. Maybe it's even 20 or 30% of every single website that's like ever developed in the world. And I don't know how many are there, billions, trillions. All of them, or not all of them, between 20 and 30% or whatever the number is, are being powered by WordPress. I'm curious now. How many websites in the world by WordPress? WordPress market share. This is 2019. This is by Kinsta. 43%, according to W3 Tech. Wow. Interesting. Okay, so maybe it's even higher than I thought. So it's high. It's a lot. So it's very, very popular. And I learned how to build on WordPress, starting with WordPress 2.3, I believe, is what version it was on. What are they on now? Does it say? WordPress 6.1. Huh, wow. It's been a long time. Excuse me. So anyways, what's the point? So I use WordPress for quite a lot of years, for a long time. And I really enjoyed it. I really loved working with WordPress. It was super easy to get a site spun up, and with all the themes and templates and stuff that are out there, you can customize something that you wanted, and you could get to something pretty good fairly quickly. But the downsides of it is that, number one, it's used by quite a lot of people, and there's a lot of people that build different plugins and different extensions. But the fact that there's so many people that are building on it, it's, number one, it's vulnerable to security issues. So people build a lot of different plugins and extensions or whatever, and they might not be the best developers, and they might introduce vulnerabilities into your website, to be hacked or what have you. So that's not very good. And it just got to the point too where, because it's powering so many of the websites out there, it's trying to do so many different things, and it really becomes very, very bloated. And it has become really bloated, in my opinion. And for me, being the type of designer and developer that I am, I'm very minimal in my style. If you ever seen any of the sites that I make, I'm super, super minimal. I want to have minimal code, and just a very clean aesthetic to it. And even when I'm looking at my code, I want my code to be as clean as possible as well too. So I just really didn't like the bloat that came with WordPress. And now, there's sites like Wix that have come along, Wix, Squarespace, even Shopify if you want to do e-commerce. Those are sites now that have been developed with the user in mind, which makes it a lot simpler to get a website going. And also with something like Wix, it made it so that you could even try to customize your design without even knowing how to code. So I've really kind of taken a liking to that. And then I came across this company called Webflow. I don't know when I first heard about these guys. Maybe it was 3 years ago. But what it says right here, you make the site that you want without any development time. So, sorry, I'm switching through this, and I don't even have this thing posted up. What was I saying? Yeah. So you can have the site you want without the development time, which is basically a way for you to make websites without coding. So it's like a no code kind of tool. You of course can still write code, and for some things you do definitely need to put in some custom code in there. But the idea is to give designers, and to some extent developers, the tools they need to make applications and websites without having to code. So hopefully that could really streamline the time it takes for you to develop a product. And I started using it, and I noticed that it is really, really powerful. Now, there are some things that I don't like about it, because I don't get all the selectors that are available when you're developing in CSS. But I think it's a easy enough trade-off to be able to write some custom code or whatever to put that in, that the time I save in terms of developing a website is just so much infinitely better than losing a few selectors that I use very, very sparingly in my projects. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but the bottom line is I love Webflow, and it's fantastic, and it's the basis of my business right now. Is that every client that I have currently that wants a website or that needs a website, it's developed in Webflow. Unless they specifically want WordPress, I'll probably take them to someone else, or I'll recommend someone else to do that, because I don't want to deal with WordPress anymore, because it's a constant pain. There's always updates. You have to make sure your plugins are up to date. You have to make sure your WordPress itself is up to date. Then there's security issues that you have to plug in, and the hosting is a little bit of a pain. Like it just ends up being such a pain. And sometimes too, the other users don't know exactly how to use it properly. And then if you have lots of plugins, it's just a pain. And Webflow is just kind of this one system that just does it. Like it almost does it all. Like it's really, really good. Anyways, so I love it, and we're just gonna get started because I've enough talking and time to just start building. Okay, so we're going to start a blank start. Ooh, my groovy site. No, we're gonna call this. I don't have a name for this just yet. So we're Invoice Company, whatever that's going to be called. So we're going to create a site. So this whole interface here, if you're not familiar with this at all, I mean, yeah. Anyways, like I said, this is not so much of a tutorial, but basically everything that you want to build here, it's like a visual editor to build your web pages. So I don't know how can I explain it? So right here, there's different pages. So I can create the different pages of my website. So if I have a home page, I work on the home page. If I want to create an about page, I create an about page, just right here, create a new page, and then that's the about page. And you just go ahead and kind of build pages bit by bit, just like that. So what I want to do here is let's do a little bit of half and half here. All right, so where can we start this project? And how should we start this project? Okay, so blah, blah, blah. App functionality. So we can create some pages. Do we want to start with doing that? Let's create a couple. Let's just create frequently asked questions. Let's type it out. Frequently asked questions. And let's let the slug or URL be FAQ. All right. Okay, so we're going to need users. Now, one of the great things that Webflow has is out of the box, this is still in beta right now, which is kind of annoying. Well, not annoying, it's actually kind of good, but it's not, it means it could have some bugs, but it has the built-in user system in here. So we're gonna enable this on this site so we can have users. All right. So what kind of user accounts are we gonna need? We have no users. Okay. To create a new account, do we need to create a group? So this is going to be a little bit of a new process for me because I have yet to build a website that uses the user interface here with Webflow. Okay, hosting plan, set up a store, no. Design the pages, yeah, we can worry about that later. User accounts. Okay, those are all the information we're gonna need from the user. Let's just have a look here. An access group. All right, free access. Ooh, restricted content. That's kind of cool. 1 second. Let's take a quick look here. Webflow users. Right. Group type, building options. Memberships. All right. I wonder if this is the best part for me to start with, something that I don't have any experience with yet. All right, let's look at the documentation. Right, membership templates. We don't want a template. Those are, okay. User accounts and access groups. So if I go here, yeah, that's fine. No, there are different types of collections just in here. Interesting, okay. Mm-hmm. Under the user pages. Okay. So here's the user account page. And there's also the login, sign up, reset password. Interesting. Okay. Where should we start? I have an idea. A lot of these things, I'm not even sure if we're going to be using Webflow to manage all of our dynamic content. So this might all be for moot, but we're going to go for it anyway. So at least we get something that has some kind of working, like a working prototype, I guess you can say. Okay, so we want to have in our database, what do we need? A great invoice. Okay. We need clients. All right, so I'm going off for what we need here. Okay, so we have the business name. Okay, what do we need? So for the contact name, do we want first name, last name, or just one name, one field? Let's just say one field. That's the contact name. That's going to be required. You know what? Let's not worry about that right now. We want address. Is there anything for address? No, that's okay. We'll just do this one. Address fields. Email address. Yeah. Email. Phone number. And then we wanted to know if they're active. Okay, so those are clients. What else do we need? We need invoices. Okay, invoice name? Okay. So what is an invoice going to need? What are we going to need? It's going to need a due date. So due date. Do we want the time picker? No, not the time, just the date. The due date, and we're going to have to reference the client. Multi-reference, what's the difference? Other collections on multiple items within a collection. That's just one, yeah, so. We're not allowing multiple items. You are allowing multiple items to be displaying on the collections page. Within a collection, yeah. So we're definitely going to need to be able to link it with a client, and that's going to go through clients. So within this table, we can reference the client and bring in the client details to populate onto the invoice. All right, save that. So what do I have here? PO number, if necessary. Okay, so this is where it's going to be a little bit tricky, where this is going to have to be generated dynamically, and I'm not sure how to do this. So, right, that's going to need to be another item all on its own. I think we need to create another table for that, or another collection for the actual work descriptions, and then map that to the invoice. That makes the most sense. All right, we need. Oh, no, cancel. Just cancel this one. Oh, wait, what's going on? Okay. New field, cancel that field. This field can't be saved because that errors. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Interesting. Okay. Number, this is the invoice number. Although we're going to want to make that auto increment. Don't know how to do that. Worry about that later. Okay. Business address. That's going to need to do with the actual user itself. Can I reference a user, the user collection? I can't. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. This is why I said that my expertise is more in design, not development. Invoice number. Okay. We're just going to make this easy. Actually, discard those changes. Terms. Due on receipt. Let's just say 30 days. And then if it's recurring, it could be monthly. And yearly. I think we're gonna keep that as it is right now. I know there's things that are missing, but that's okay. We're just gonna keep it as simple as we possibly can right now. I want to create a So how's that like work description? What should we call that? It's like service, product service, services? Maybe services? Maybe that makes the most sense. Okay, so it's gonna be service name. Description. Actually, we'll make that, make it a rich text. Should we make it a rich text? Yeah, in case, well, so what's the limit? Is there a character limit on plain text? Yeah, maybe just plain text. That's going to be, where am I? Yes, description. Save that field and press the value cost number. Cost and also quantity, right? Right. And then there's also going to be a total, I guess. We'll probably need that as well. Total cost. Probably all the tax information, all that kind of stuff too. I'm not sure where to put that. I'm not going to worry about this right now. Oh, wait, there's something else I'm missing. And we're going to, with each one of these, we're going to need to be able to reference the invoices. So each service, oh yeah. So every service is going to need to be attached to a specific invoice, right? Does that make sense? I hope it does. To me. Hey Gavin, how you doing? Can't watch now? Appointment. Font size is a little small. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to do that to make it a little bit bigger. But thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Hope your appointment goes well. Yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you later. So is the font size the actual font size on the Word document, or is it on the whole screen itself? Maybe let me know so I can know, because this one I could just bump this up, I guess. Just do this. Does that look a little bit better? It's hard for me to tell how things are looking for you guys. So if anything ever does seem like it doesn't fit or whatever, just let me know, and we'll see what we can do. All right. Okay. Okay, where do I want to start? I would like to see if I can figure out this stupid user thing and how that's going to work. So, because obviously right now, I can go and login page. Just give errors. That's cool. Sign up's working. And then, of course, when they sign up, they're going to go to their user account. And so all that user account information is going to need to go into... It's going to need to go into the database somewhere on your monitor. Yeah, so I'm going to need to figure out a way, because my monitor is 4K, and I think my software is catching the stream in 4K, but then I'm outputting at just regular HD, and maybe that compresses everything, makes things a little bit smaller. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to figure this out. Maybe I'll have to get another monitor, and then I'll put it beside me so I can just watch the stream, and then I can see what it looks like on that monitor, so I can see how to size things accordingly. But what I'll try to do is I'll try to make everything bigger, like on the like on my screen here. Like I could probably zoom in a little bit like this, but I have to be careful because I don't want to make it too big, so then I can't actually see what the hell it is that I'm doing. But we'll see if that looks a little bit better. And if I could go full screen, I might help me out. Then I have to remember too that this isn't the actual size that I'm going to be building on too. All right. Okay. So I do know, let's build out some of these pages that we're going to need for the internal pages. We need a folder. What should we call this? What should we call it? Like app? Let's just call it app for now. So within the app, what are we going to need? We're going to need like the create clients or create page. Let's just so invoice, that's spelled right. We're going to need the ability to create invoices. Actually, you know what's interesting? So I've built applications in other systems before, like Rails or other just kind of custom, like Java as well. What do we use for Java? I think that was completely custom actually, using some other tools. But I've never done this with Webflow to build something that's like as dynamic as this, an actual application. So probably don't want to take this as like a full-on tutorial for how to do things, because I'm just thinking now we're going to have a page for the invoices, but we're going to need a display page. We're going to need a page for creating the invoices, and then we're also going to need a page for editing the invoices as well too. So I'm not sure how I should build out those pages, or if they could be generated dynamically, or not dynamically, but if it should all just be on one page. Well, actually, this template right here, that's a template page. So that's going to be displaying the invoices. Right. But we're all going to need something to create the invoice. You go in here. Yes, move. Invoices and clients. Let's just assume those pages are going to be the pages that we're going to use to create the clients and create the invoices. All right, so back to here for a second. Let's bring that up a little bit. All right. Here's your pages. Oh, do I have to do this first? Once you've enabled memberships, you can't. But this is a membership, isn't it? I think by having this means that memberships are active. That's e-commerce, which we don't want. No, I'm pretty sure that's memberships. Okay. Yeah, then you get the login, sign up pages. Sure. Create a product. So we don't want to do this right now. Or do we have to? Because what I'm thinking here is I'm trying to think of the user needs to be able to log in. And then when they log in, they're going to get access to the stuff that's only they can see. But yeah, we don't need to have membership for that. So let's see. So this content right here, who can access this here? That's specific members, right? Okay. And we need to create an access group. So let's just call these, what are they going to be? They're going to be, are they going to be customers? My customers? Their customers? What should we call them? I don't know. They're just members. So if you're a member, you get free access after a user signs up and verifies their account. Perfect. That makes sense. All right. And then who can access these pages? Only specific members, people that are part of this access group. Excellent. Unsave changes. No, definitely save those changes. Right. So we do have one access group, which is members. Perfect. And we'll have new users when they actually sign up for this. Okay. So we can test this. Let's test this just real quick here. What can we do? So here's on this page, I'm just going to put in a heading. Your typical hello world. So if you visit this page, it should look like this. So I'm going to publish this site. So this is where this is going to go live on this kind of staging or hosting platform. So I'm going to publish this. And all right, and go on to this space. Okay, so if I try to go on to any other page, I think I made a frequently asked questions page. Yeah, I get to access that. Let's actually, you know what we'll do? We'll just do something. This needs to be pinned, all right. So this is the FAQ page. Just so we can see where we are. All right, and then if I go here, refresh, yeah, all right, the FAQ page. So when I hit this page though, oh, it's not even asking me to log in. Of course it's not gonna ask me to log in. I'm gonna need a login button. All right. This is super, super fast, but let's just do this. This is gonna be, it's gonna go to the login page and just go login. All right. There we go. Okay, so here's the home page. We click login, takes us to login. Actually, we don't have an account, so we have to sign up. So let's sign up. Sign up with this email address. Password, let's make a dummy password. I don't want to make it too hard. Let's do that. Oh, interesting. I'm gonna have to figure out what all this is. Privacy terms of services. I consent to receive email. Yeah, why not? Why not? I trust myself. Verification required. Oh wait, let's check my email. There it is. Interesting. So here's what this looks like if you want to see in this email. You just signed up from Invoice Company. Just signed up, click here to activate. So I'm going to do that. Activate my account. Boom. Your account was created. Oh, okay, automatically. All right. So now when I go in, I could go in to see these other pages. What were the other pages again? So what is the URL? So app/invoices. So if I copy this and then I go to this page here, oh, I can see that, and it's Hello World, which is what we had here for this page, I think. There, this page. And just to see, so if I go here, and if I just go into an incognito, if I go here, it just redirects me to the login page. So you can't see this page unless you're actually logged in. So that's cool. All right, so I think for now, I mean, that's all we really need for users. So user logs in. So here's my user account right here. Oh, cool. Right. Paid access groups. This is if I want payments. But I think for me to get payments or to be able to accept payments, so say for example that in whatever 5 months time, this is at this program or this application is at a place where I could, have other people use it as well, not just me, I could implement some kind of payment plan so that, it's $29 a month or whatever, you can use this software just like any other Netflix kind of application. So that's kind of cool. But we're nowhere near there yet. But let's go into the users. And I don't even know if I like all this privacy stuff, but do we want to put this user stuff in, or does it even really matter right now? Users. All right, company name. I could add a few things, I guess. Right, so let's say company name. And plain text. Company logo. Oh, that's not a plain text. What am I thinking? Continue. That's an image. Oh, can I not have images? Oh, that sucks. Oh, that really sucks. Why can't we have images? And then I also can't reference a user. Oh, that's brutal. Why is that? I mean, we could do this just right now. Oh, that really sucks. Switch, email, number. Yeah, we get their gravatar with their email address, but that's not what we want. We want the actual logo for the company, for the user. Can we add? Set and reset. Company name, link to logo. Yeah, it stinks. Okay, well, add that on the list to worry about later. Okay, so we have the user interface. They could log in, and here they'll be able to, this is, you know what we're going to do? We're going to label this. Create an invoice. And going to go here, create a client. Because when we're on a, yeah. So this is the client's template page. Okay. So this will bring up the information of a specific client, which isn't so much what we want. So each client as well is going to need to be connected to a user. And we can't connect them to users. Because when you're getting a list of clients to show on someone's dashboard, you don't want to show everyone's clients. You only want to show the clients that are attached to that specific user, right? Otherwise, that's huge privacy issues. Maybe we're going to have to use like an external database for this thing. That might be it. That might be it. I don't know. I'm going to have to talk to Mike about this. Okay. So let's create a client, create an invoice, and while we're at it, that's not what I want to do. Let's just duplicate this page. And this is going to be quotes. So I'm not, okay, yeah. And then create a quote. What other pages are we going to need here? Let me just make sure I have all the pages so I can at least start designing it and see how it's going to look. And that might help me figure this out a little bit more in terms of how the back end is going to go. All right, create client, yeah. User account page, which we do have. So they do need a dashboard. Yeah. Dashboard. Perfect. What else do we need? User account, we have that. Create these. Invoices page, quote page, list of all invoices. Okay, now how is that different than the invoice page itself? No, yep. So that invoice page is just for certain ones. So we just want to get a listing of all the invoices. That's what the invoice page is going to be, I think. It's going to be, right. So this will list all invoices, and then there's going to be a button here, or there'll be lots of buttons. You know, create invoice. Okay. But the problem that I have is I can't match the invoices to a specific user. And I wonder if I could use logic to do that. So I'm going to have to create two databases. Ah, that's duplicating work. That's so stupid. I don't want to do that at all. User accounts. Is there a difference between a user account versus a user per se? Because a user account can have multiple people log in? Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Save the tough questions for Mike. Right now, let's just start designing a few things. Okay, let's go to the home page. All right. So one thing that I already know that I want to do, something else, another company I want to start, another thing I want to build out is components. So within Webflow, whenever you build a website, you can almost chunk it down into different little sections, right? Like you'll have your header, and your header will have, like your logo, your navigation, and then, your login or your logout or your kind of your portal area. That's kind of a component. And you oftentimes you reuse those components on different websites, but they'll look differently, but they're still the same thing, where you'll have the same items across the different websites. Then you can have a footer. So you have a footer component where, the logo, then it has like navigation items. A hero section where it has an image, and then it has a join now field, like it has a heading and then some subtext, and then it might have, enter your email to join now. That's kind of like the hero section. So a lot of things in websites, you can compartmentalize them into these individual pieces of components, which you can cut and paste and reuse them on different websites. Now, obviously, when you log into Webflow, this is a blank page, right? Like everything is completely empty and blank. So you have to redo everything basically from scratch. But if there was a place where you can go in and you can have components and you can just cut and paste them, and you can build your framework of your website very, very fast without having to do any thinking at all, like that saves you like 90% of all the work that you have to do. So I want to build a library of components where people can have. Now, do people do this? Yes, people have done this. There's already companies that are doing amazing, amazing stuff with components. The problem that I have, of course, it's just my own thing. I like to do my own thing, and I want to build things for myself, so I know exactly how they're supposed to function. So, and I think it'll be fun to do, to build my own component library. And again, so it's just resources for people to be able to use and have them, whether it's free or paid, I have no idea, but components, that saves so much time. And also one thing to note is usually designers, when they're building out a website for the first time, they'll start designing in like Figma or, back in the Photoshop or whatever. They'll sketch things out, or they'll even do stuff by hand, which I do as well too. But I don't do that because I'm not handing this off to a developer to develop it completely. I'm going to be an integral part in that. So I kind of know in my mind what it's going to look like. So I don't want to waste my time designing something in one program and then importing that or recreating that in another program right here, which is Webflow. So yeah, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that for this one because for me, it's just a little bit of a waste of time. And also, I'm not really picky about what this is going to look like right now. I just kind of want to get the skeleton built so that I can actually start invoicing my customers. So I'm not too worried about making something that is like the cream of the crop in terms of, what it looks like, right? We're not going to be winning any awards with this website, but I still want it to look good, obviously. But yeah, we'll take it slow. Okay. So the first thing I want to do, what do I want to do? Let's just wrap this whole thing in a wrapper. Am I going to use that? I don't know. And then, first thing we're going to want is, instead of a wrapper, or do I want it also in a container? Let's just go with this for now. We want this to be a header, and let's actually put it a header. And inside our header, we're going to have, can I have a nav bar? Let's put a nav bar in there. This puts a whole bunch of weird stuff on the inside here. So this navigation piece is something that's kind of a little bit of a pre-built component. Oh, they even have this thing here. It's called Create Components. Oh, that's pretty cool. So this is kind of their built-in navigation system that they have that's already kind of functions already without having to do as much coding. So like when you go into a smaller screen size, it's already responsive. So that's kind of cool. So this is kind of all that we want, something super, super simple, except I don't like this stupid container wrapper that it has. So let's see if we can get that out of there. Let's take that out, just delete that. Brand, that's going to be your logo. So let's just, I don't know if is it a link block? I don't know if it's a link block. Let's put text in there. And this is awesome. No, not awesome. Let's not get carried away. This is Invoice Co. And navigation. So we have home. We're going to have a frequently asked questions. And that's it. This is going to, now is this, can I not see that because it's small? So this nav link, let's edit this, and it's going to link to frequently asked questions page. And this home is going to take us to the home page. So this is what I mean how cool this is for Webflow, is that if you want to change your link, you just go down here and it just has the list of all the pages, and you just go ahead and click on it. It's just, you don't have to code anything. It's just really kind of nice. And what else are we going to want? We're going to need to have another link block. We're going to name this We're gonna need this a style. This is gonna be a button. And this is going to say login. Oh no, what am I doing? Not there. That's gonna go, where are we gonna go? That's gonna be the login. Or no, you know what? This will be sign up. This will be the sign up button. And, oh, right, it's not an actual button. And we need some text on the inside. Where is it? Oh, here it is. And this is, no, yeah. Sign up. And that is, let's say, button text. And we are going to want another button, but this one's going to be just sign in. Or is it one word? How about login? That's one word. All right. We're not going to worry too much here about styling at all. I think, yeah, I don't want to worry about this very much at all. All right. I don't need, like, color. What color is this going to be? I like to be different. I want to be blue, or is it orange? Like an orange color? Ugh. That one's not a good, that's going to have bad contrast though. Oh, yeah. How many tech companies are orange? And then the link, we don't want to have, where are we? Yeah, that's the link color. Just make it black. We're gonna need some good fonts. Yes, sign me in. All right. What kind of font do we want for this? Oh my goodness. None of those. Thank you. All right. That's what I was designing, that other font. Yeah, that's what I was deciding to use. What font for the screenshot. But now, what do we want? Definitely don't want a handwritten font. And we want something clean. Do we want it? Maybe not very contrasty either. This one's not bad. Let's just try this one at the start. All right, we want to create a new project. This is called, what's it called again? Invoice Co. Let's create this font. Do we need to copy this? I don't think we need to copy this. All right, so let's edit the project. I want regular. We also want bold. And we probably want some italics as well too. Let's just keep it at those 4. Save changes, Webflow. Let's go to the project settings. Oh, not forms, fonts. Fonts. There we go. Save changes, an error. Oh, that's not cool. Sometimes it takes a little bit. Maybe that's the problem. Has that been saved? Error. All right, let's not worry about that. Let's just check back in 5 minutes, see if it gets fixed. Okay, so how are these guys? Oh, because these guys have padding. So navigation. Just kill that nav, and then, yeah, that's a nav link. There are some things like naming things that take a lot longer. That's really annoying when you have lots of things. So that's kind of one of the downsides of this. So padding, no padding. Why is that? Oh, it's current. Nope. Well, what button am I pressing here? Oh, right. Those components are for creating symbols. Yeah, which they renamed components. Right. All right. I don't want these to have any thing here just for a second, just so I can make sure I have everything lined up exactly how I want it to be. Oh, no, I don't want that flex. Or do I? Don't need that anymore. Yeah, I do want it flex. And then is this nav only a certain distance? Why isn't it going 100%? Why aren't you going 100%? What the hell? Very interesting. Does it have to do with its parent not being 100%? Maybe it has to do with, yeah. I wonder if it has something to do with this navigation, because it was like a pre-built element from within Webflow. I wonder if that's why it's not like the way it is when it's flex. When your element is set to flex, and then you have it here, this is what is it? Space between? Yeah, space between. Everything should go to the complete edges of its element, right? So it should go all the way to the edge of the page here, and it's not. And the question is, why is it not doing that? And this width, I mean, setting the whole navigation to be 100%. You know, what if I set it to 2000 pixels? Oh. That doesn't have any margins. Oh my goodness, I think I erased. I totally deleted the items for mobile responsiveness. That's stupid. Let's add another one. Yeah, the menu button. Why did I delete that? Let's bring that back. Let me undo. How far back did I go? Menu button. There it is. Okay. You need that. Don't delete that. That's the one I want to delete. All right, so if I go back to this, if I flex it, yeah, why the hell is it doing that? That I don't know. Because if I justify it to the left or to the right, that works as it should. But this one here is not. This adds a gap in between number of columns. I wonder if that would even do anything. Interesting. And this is where the downfall comes when you have a no-code tool, is that you can't really see what the hell's going on. Oh, maybe I can see what the hell's going on. Let's publish this. Oh, it's taking a long time to publish. Why is it so slow? All right. Yeah, so that's flex. That's space between. But it should be the full width. What the hell? Easing, yeah, that's for the animation. Well, something's causing that to be limited, and I'm not sure what it is. What is this? Oh, okay. I just did something there that made it. What the hell? Right, it's this thing right here. Whatever that means. It's something to do with the pseudo element here. Where it's adding this. I don't even know what the hell that is. All right. I wonder if, where am I? Where do I want to go? Right. Yeah, content none will get rid of it. But that's so frustrating. Why did... One thing that I might try first before I do that. All right, so say, actually, let's do this. I want to make a container. I need to figure out how to play some music because I'm not used to just working without playing music or listening to music. But of course, I can't just throw on Spotify because then I'll get dinged with copyright infringement or what have you. All right, so container. Say I want a max width of, 600 pixels for this site. And I'm sure we won't want to center everything. All right, so just to make sure it looks like it's where it's supposed to. Oh, wait, that's not right. I want to center things. No. Yeah, no, that should center the container. Or center everything that's inside the container. Oh, maybe I can't see. That's why. I'm wondering, how come the whole thing is red? There we go. All right. What if I do this for the navigation? It won't even do that, eh? I mean, what are the other options? I mean, if I make it into a grid, and then that's in grid. No, there's 3. No, I don't want to make it into a grid. It's all these little things. I definitely don't want to do that. I don't know what those even do. Type, drop down. Wow. That feels really annoying. So much that I just want to create my own menu. That's really bothering me. That's really bothering me. Oh, you know what? I should have kept some of those things. So it's in the navigation. We have our logo. Invoice co. Then going to have another link. And this is going to be, that's just going to be the menu. And then menu link. Home. And FAQ. Oh, no. And this one, what was it? That was sign in. That is. That's home. Yeah. Did I get that one? I think I got that one. And then we can make this one a button. And we'll style it button. Can we actually? Oh no, that's not what I want. And this is sign up, right? Yeah. You know, join for free. Or get started, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, see, so this is full justified, going the full width of the container. And let's get rid of this because that's just ugly. And on the container, let's add some padding. Let's just go 100, both sides. And the max width, 1600. And we also want to align it this way. Perfect. And then the menu buttons. We're also going to flex these guys, but then we're going to give them a column gap of, I don't know, 20 pixels? A little bit more. Yeah, a little bit less. Let's go in the middle of 30. Okay, so that's our header section. And we're going to go into what's next. Our hero section. And I think what I want to do for this one, what do I want to have it to be? I have to figure out this thing. It's loose. What do I want to do? Before we start, let's see if this is working yet. Oh, that's Pixel Livestream. That's all I don't. Oh, is it this? Did I pick the same font? Like without even knowing? That is hilarious. Oh, I can't believe it. That is crazy. What are the odds? I'm just scrolling along. Is it here? Here it is. Elza. Okay. All right. Body. All pages. We want all pages. Here's our default font. Yeah, weight is 400. Size. Should we work in pixels or? Let's just work in pixels for this one. That'll be fine. 16. I like a little bit wider space. Color, default text color. Let's get a little bit of shade of blue in there. I always find that one pretty nice. Not all the way black, but pretty close. Something like this. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but good for now. All right. So we want hero section. So we're going to have, hero call to action. And then we're just going to have the hero image. Welcome to Invoice Co. And then this is terrible. Off the spot, off the top of my head. Welcome to Invoice. So just say, so create, manage, and send professional invoices to your clients so you can get paid faster and, whatever. Just so you can get paid. I don't know. That's the value proposition right there. So you can get paid faster. Yeah. And just work on and do other work. That's not tracking invoicing. And then we could, and then we have let's put in another button. Click here to get started. And that is button. And then this I'm just doing maybe for kind of the future. Learn more. It's also button, but this is like button. So an alternate button where we don't want it to be the same color. What do we want it to be? What do we want it to look like? You know what? I don't even like having to learn more. You know what? Let's just skip that. We don't need that right now. I'm not trying to sell anybody anything. Just trying to build a product that'll help me. And it's just super simple. You click here to get started. That's all you can do. And then the hero image. I need an image. What should I put in there? Oh, I think now I'm remembering. I did a little bit of a search. Stock, yes. What did I do? Do I have like a saved? I think I saved some. Is it your library? No. Unlicensed. Yes, these are the things that I've saved. So I was thinking of this with like kind of images of people that are just a little hipster, I know, maybe, but I kind of like them. pictures of people working. So the window's blown out here a little bit. I don't quite like that. This one here too, but it's kind of light and kind of fading on the sides. Which one do I like best? This one, our head's cropped up too high. I need a little bit more space. All right, let's grab this one. Yeah, let's grab this one. Where do I want to put this? I'm doing this here, so let's put it here. Yeah, you know what? And this might be like just way too big for what we want. Yeah, 8 megs. So let's just cut it down a little bit. Might even crop it a little bit, but we're not going to worry about that right now at all. So let's just save it. That's high quality, but we only need it. It's still 1 meg. It's still way too much than what we want. Now let's go 6. In fact, let's shrink it down even more. Yeah. Yeah. Export. Graphics, and I already have hero image, so just hero. Okay. Before we do the image, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put it in a container. I don't know if I need to. All right, assets. Expand this. Images, yeah. Okay. Perfect. Oh, I know. Successful business owner. Okay, so this hero section, let's put this, let's put it in a grid. Yeah, half and half is fine. Never enough space in between. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all that we need right now. Yeah. No, that's way too much. I don't know if that margin should be on the header, if it should be on something else, but all depends on what I'm going to do with coloring and all that kind of stuff later on. Yeah, I think that works. This is super, super simple. Click here to get started. So that is going to be the sign up page. plugin better. Oh, the padding is off on this. I think it's because of the font. There, that makes my eyes not bleed. No, it needs one more pixel. There, that's better. Okay. That is all that we need right now for the homepage. Very, very simple. And what we're going to do, and you know what? We'll worry about responsiveness later. Well, we can do a little bit. So when we get down to this size, so instead of it being a 2x2, we'll make it a 1x1. And then when we get down here for the navigation, I think we will make it vertical like this. And then we're also going to want to have a little bit of a margin on the logo, give it a little bit of breathing room. That should be good. Does this thing take the user home? No, it doesn't. Let's do that. Okay. So that's pretty straightforward. So now what we have is the invoices. So what I want to do, I want to create a couple invoices here, just to have something to play with. All right. So let's just say, what's a company? Who's a company that I'm going to invoice? Oh, geez, I don't know. Ooh, there's my camera. Sony. I'm invoicing Sony. Oh, that's a client. I need a client. Right. So what are people going to name their invoices? People aren't really going to be naming their invoices, right? What this should be is it should be like the number. Oh, what else we talked about? We did talk about yesterday about having, when you're doing your invoice, where you have it that it's an invoice count. Yeah, invoice number. Oh, I have this here. Yeah, invoice number. But also, let me see. Have something like append to invoice number. I mean, that should be something that's, that shouldn't go in this database. This should go into, I was going to say go into the client. Yeah. All right. Save for later. Put a pin on that one as well. Okay. So let's create an invoice. So whatever, invoice number 1, that's what it needs to be. So that's probably what it's going to be. So this is due on the 31st. Pick a client. Don't have a client. Need to create a client. So this is for Sony. Sony, I don't know what the CEO's name is, so let's just call him Mike Jones. Oh God, that's brutal. It doesn't need to be real. All right, so it's 1, 2, 3 Lane Drive. Email address Mike@Sony.com. If that's an actual email address and it goes through somewhere, that'd be kind of funny. 555 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's an active client. Create him. All right. So it's for Sony. Oh, multiple Sonys. We don't want multiple clients per invoice. We just want one invoice. PO number. Let's just say they gave us a reference to, this PO number. Of course, it's invoice number 1. Select terms. So it's due on, let's say it's due in 30 days. And recurring, let's just say it's not recurring. It's just like a one-time invoice thing. But you know what? Where's the pricing and all that? All right, the pricing is going to come when you add in the services. Right. But you know what we're going to do? Just to make this simple, it's a multi-reference. I don't think that needs to be multi-reference. That just means you can reference more than one client. Right. Okay. All right. Time to fix some mistakes. Go back to here. Get rid of this. Save it. Invoices, edit. Get rid of this. Delete. Reference to a client. Just one client. And when we reference to a service, that means we could reference multiple services. I hope. All right. So, but then I have this reference here to this invoice. Oh God, is that going to screw everything up? That is going to screw everything up, isn't it? I think it might. Better to do it the other way around, I think. Okay. So let's just, oh my goodness. Let's just make up one. Web design. This is to completely redesign the Sony.com website. The cost, $10,000. Quantity 1. It's $20,000, and it's $10,000, and it's going to go to invoice number 1. I mean, Sony's getting a banging deal. $10,000 to redo the whole website. Whew. And let's just say, let's create it. Oh my goodness. Let's create another service. Let's just say, I don't know, whatever. Graphic design. Not development. Creation of 5 social media graphics for, Twitter and LinkedIn. And that one's, it's much less work. It's $5,000. No, okay. Say it's $1,000 each, but there's 5 of them, right? So $5,000. And of course, this is all going to have to be like calculated on the fly or whatever. It's not going to be like this. Definitely not going to be like this. Okay. Right. Okay. So we have our invoice here. Oh, wait, okay. Whoa, back up even more. Do we want to no, I think we want a different menu. Okay. So for this here, we're going to create this into a component, and we're going to call it brochure navigation. I'm going to create that. So what this is, when you create a component, it creates something that is reusable within the same project, within Webflow. It's a little bit different from what I was talking about before, about creating components that you can take from one project to the other. This one's a little different because this is just within this specific project, where you can go ahead and create this component and then add it to different pages. So every page, assuming, pretty good assumption, it's going to have the same navigation, right? So whenever, say you have 100 pages and then you have one navigation, or if you redo that navigation on 100 different pages, if you make a change to one, you'll have to go through every page to do that update. So this way you create that component, and then you have just one instance of that, or not one instance, you have just one main, component of that navigation, but then you have multiple instances of that component on all the different pages. So you change one, you change them all. Hopefully that explains it. So where am I? Right. So I have this. So back to instance. Okay. So here I have this header here, and then there's this instance of that component on this header. So what I want to do is, on what page? I want to go to my frequently asked questions page, and on this body, I want to kind of duplicate the same thing. So what else do I have? I want to have, what did I have? A wrapper. And then in there I had the container. And then in there I had, another div, which was the header, which also needs to be a header. And then I think, in there, now I have, what did I call it? Navigation. Yeah, brochure navigation, add that component. And there we go. Then it's just kind of right there, which is super, super awesome. And then I'm going to have just the main content here. And yeah, there we go. And main content, give that a margin as well. 2 and paragraph. Your questions answered. Coming soon. Okay. And then we'll need a footer and all that stuff, but we can wait. Don't need that right now. Okay. So my question is on these components. Can I show or hide things based on whether a user is logged in or not? I don't know if I can do that. I can connect it to a property. Right. I don't want to do that. Oh, I think I just undid that whole thing. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. Because in order to do that, that's going to have to be... It could be on the... Can't it be on the component level? I thought you could. Right, add a user access conditions. I can. So if a person is logged in, let's go back to this. I want to edit this thing. Okay, so here is add a user condition. So when the user state element is visible when the user is logged out. Makes perfect sense. This one is visible when the user is it shouldn't be, yeah, when they're logged out, right? So it's visible. They can see the get started button when they're logged out. So when they're logged in, they won't see it. Makes sense. Yeah. And you know, because what we're going to want as well is, yeah, I mean, yeah, let's put this in. Oh, no, not a link block. Ah, what just happened? Oh, I don't know what just happened. I think I hit a wrong button, which I tend to do. So we want to put in link text. This is just going to be my account. And that is a menu link. I'm going to have to put like some kind of be back in 5 minutes or 10 minutes screen as well too, because I need to get up and walk, stretch my back. Menu link. And this one is going to go to, no, not a property. Stop doing that. It's going to go to a page, and it's going to go to our user account page. Excellent. Show all settings. But this one, of course, is only going to be visible when the user is logged in, which is cool. And then they're also going to need another button. And this is going to be, well, it's a menu link. It's the same thing, but it's going to be log out. Well, it's not going to go to a page at all. Should it be a button? Actually, what is there a logout button? There's got to be a logout button. What is the logout button? I don't know what that is. I haven't built this before. Let's try this. Okay, this is the button. That's, no. Well, how do you get a member to log out? Let's see if I can. Is there a logout? Logged in, blah, blah. Sign up, yeah. Nah, that's fine. Oh, you can customize the email. Oh, that's cool. Oh, past due. Oh, it's filtering. Might come in handy. Customize user account emails. I wonder how much we could actually design it. Okay, yes, logged out. Perfect, but I need to know how to log people out. Reset password, update, access denied, user account. Is there a logout button on the user account page? Let's see. Cancel. No. Webflow, log user out. Yeah, this is different. Membership beta. A logout link. I just want to know what the log. What is this? Oh, there's got to be components for this then, right? Is that what I'm missing? User account flow. That has to be it. Okay, hang on a second. Hang on a second. Login. Oh, it's right here. Okay, well, I guess that's easier than building it myself. So add, where's the login, logout button? Oh, but it is limited. You can't, which is what that said, blah, blah, blah. It's limited. I said that somewhere. Anyways. I don't, yeah. I'm curious. All right, let's just see. Let's publish this, and I want to see what it actually says, or where the link takes you, because maybe I could just copy that. Oh, okay, go here. F12. What does it do? That's what I don't know. Oh, log in. Oh, it's not reverting back to log out. Oh, it's got some data thing. I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. That's annoying. I want to make my own custom buttons.
Hey, Jean-Paul. And yes, you can do it. So here's how I do it. So first of all, let me show you what's happening here on the internals. If I look at the internals of the component and what it's rendering, okay, I can see that it's generating a button. And I can see that the button has two interesting data properties.
Yeah, that's good.
Data WF user logout, which is the logout text, and data WF user login, which is the login text, and then the text. All right. To make this work, all you need is a script that is watching the page when you load it and comparing the text inside the button with the login state text. So what you're going to see as here, data WF user login. And using that, you can detect pretty easily simply by looking at the UI,
Well,
basically doing screen scraping. Am I logged in or not? And your script will know that. What I would recommend you do at that point, and let me say, to do that, you may actually want to have a third copy of this component.
maybe instead, let's see. Okay, let's refresh that. I need to get that back to logged out. Oh, dang it. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work. So if I make a custom attribute here, was it logout? No, over here. Is that going to work? So we also only want this to show when the user is logged in. All right, so let's publish that. Oh, this doesn't seem right. I got a bunch of stuff showing that shouldn't be, right? Because this here, only when I'm logged in should I see this My Account button. Am I logged in right now? Right, so now I'm logged in. What if I hit log out? Yeah, it's not doing anything. But that log out worked. So why am I seeing this though? Then I should not be seeing this because I'm not logged in. Maybe because that's doing some screwy stuff. Don't know. Oh, I thought I said this. What the hell? Oh, maybe I didn't save. I don't know. User state is logged in. User state is logged out. So if I'm logged out, I should not be seeing this button. And I definitely should not be seeing this button. When my user is logged out, which is when I am. And when I'm logged in, I should see these buttons. And that one should just always be there. Oh. All right, so login. So why am I still seeing these buttons? This makes no sense to me. It's just not working. Element is visible when the user state is logged out. So I should not be seeing this right now. Why am I seeing it? I have no idea. An error. Maybe that's why it's in beta. Maybe there's still some issues. That's weird. Anyways, let's move on from that. Oh, but I don't want to. I don't want to. Still bust. Oh, okay. I'm not going to send the same error log. And you know what I also want to show here when you're logged in. I won't even be able to. Will I be able to show that? I want to show the person's username. But then the question is, am I even going to be able to do that? I can't even show the username, eh? I feel like this is going to be really limiting, and we're going to have to use an external system to drive the whole back end of this. Because if I can't even bring in the username who's actually logged in, that's pretty annoying. There's got to be a way. Come on. Webflow member display username. Yeah, you could do it with other things, but not, yeah. Who earns? Yeah, I mean, so you can definitely obviously create it on, well, like on the user page, right? On the user account, obviously that person's name is going to be there. Because that's going to be their name and whatever. They're going to be able to edit that, but that's not quite what I want. Like I want here is, you know, like it's going to say, right? And who that user is. And even this, can I not get the dynamic content? Or does it have to be attached to a field or to a form? Don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Another thing to figure out. I wonder if it's going to be that Webflow is not going to be the tool for this project. Oh yeah, I don't need that. Get out of there. Oh, I just stick with the front end stuff. Stick with what I'm good at. Okay, let's go back here. We're not going to be able to do any kind of like hello username or whatever. That's fine. But the real problem, as we're saying, is that this stuff isn't working. Let's just see. Is it not working anywhere? Or is it just... What does this button mean? This variable requires a fallback. Is visible when the user is... How about when they're just logged in? Let's just see. Well, that's working over here. For whatever reason, it's not working in the symbol. That's weird. Huh. Oh, now it's working. Huh. Now it's working. Okay. Oh, that's fine as long as it's working. I guess. But this one here, oh, because I like this getting started button as opposed to this login, log out garbage. Instead of having this button, can I also, it's visible when the user is logged in. Right. I hope that's right. So let's just go in here. Log in and out. No background color. Yeah, that's all the same. That's fine. So we don't need this one. And this actually hopefully links to the user account page. Don't do that. Wrapper, and then I'm gonna put the container. We'll paste this in there. We have the main content. Actually, do we want that? Put that in there. You know. All right. Your invoices. All right. So what are we going to do with the invoices? I think we'll just do this kind of little proof of concept here for the invoices page. And then I think I'm going to call it a day. And we'll pick back up again tomorrow. So let's go. What do we want? So first we're going to need to be able to get our invoices, right? So let's go to the collections, attach them. And yeah, so those are our invoices. So what do we want within there? So let's just say collection wrapper. And then that's the whole collection. Okay, so in here, what do we have? Right, it's going to be the name of the invoice. Whoop. So we want to create, I guess it's basically going to be like almost like a table. I guess it is going to be a table. And that's, I've never created a table here in Webflow. How does that work? Or do we have to custom code that? Features table. No, that's not what I want. Thinking. right. You're going to do that, are you? All right. I need a generic name for this. This is going to wrap. This is going to be reused whether we have invoices or a list of clients or what have you. So, or invoices or quotes. I have an idea. Let's get a little rid of that. Okay, so what do we want? We're going to have invoice number, then we're going to have, oh my goodness. The due date, client terms. Due date, client, or maybe just do the terms. Client, amount, yeah, and PO number if there is one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's collection headings. All right. That's collection grid, and then this will be collection item text. Oh, I don't know if these are the good classes here, but let's roll with it. Due date. Terms. Is it recurring? Yes, no. And what's the next one? Amount. Ugh, we don't have that. Yeah. And PO number, if there is one. So let's go back. Oh, wait. We should be able to reference. we can reference the client. But is the invoice also? Yeah, right. So the invoices references the client, but it doesn't reference the services. So if it references the services as well, then from there we'll be able to pull in like the quantity. But of course, there could be multiple services, so we're not going to be able to total the quantity unless we write any kind of crazy, kind of custom scripts to pull all that stuff in. But that's not what we want to do at all. All right, we're going to fake it for now. Oh, not that one. Exit without saving, yes. We're going to go a number, and we're going to do total. And then save that. Then we'll go to this one. Pick a client. It was Sony. Let's just say it's monthly. Total $10,000. And then we'll go here. And then a total format. Oh, it should allow us to format as a string of numbers. Oh, that's annoying. Integer 1. Does that change if we say any format? And then, yeah, save changes. Oh, it could give us like decimals, which we don't want decimals. We want like a number with commas. Well, whatever. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So this was collection grid, so that's not going to work on there. Yeah, it's got to be right here on the actual items themselves. Maybe not. Then maybe it's up here. Oh, this is annoying. This is where it gets generated. Yeah. Oh, this is also in a grid. Is that why? This is where not being able to write custom code is killing me. And I'm wondering if, I don't know if this is going to be the best tool for this. It's like each item is in some grid, but I didn't give this thing a grid. So where's it coming from? Stupid. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. collection. We want it to be the clients. No. Invoices. Like, what if we set it to this? It says to 6 columns. No, not that. Where? How come I can't see this? Where the hell is this data? Where is this text coming from now? It's like this old stuff. How is it still there? Let me refresh. I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh my god. No, so trippy. Okay. So it's throwing everything. Maybe we need to do this. We need to do it this way. Add the collection grid. Add this in there. This in there. And this thing. This goes the whole way like this. And then, well, what's this grid? This grid is 16 by 16. Gotta figure out why this grid is just a different, like they're different sizes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's just keep going, see what happens here. Terms. Yeah, there we go. That makes sense. What's this one? Client. Amount. Amount, total. All right, and if there were more, these headers, let's bold these. So as there are more of them, then they would show up here. And let's do. And we might want, like, to edit. Can I do that? Control E. It's just the current invoice. Then that'll be edit. Yeah. I don't like how this is displayed at all in table form. But anyways, this is what it is. In terms of this is the information that we want to display on this page. So, and for example, so let's just go into here. If we have another invoice, invoice number 2, this is due, I don't know, here. That's the PO number. It's still Sony. Due on receipt. This is yearly. And so this one, I mean, if I go like this, there we go. There's the second one. Oh, 5.35. What did I put in? I thought I put 5,000. 5,000, comma, 500. And it's going to 5.5. Okay, unacceptable. Integer, I guess. I don't know what it wants. Must be an integer. I guess you just can't. Wow. So I can't put commas in there, so I'll have to use some kind of JavaScript or whatever to fix that. Again, if we end up using this system. Right now, I'm a little bit frustrated with it. Not gonna lie. Absolutely fantastic for building websites. And even blogs and even some things with some dynamic data. Perfect. But when you get stuff that's a little more complicated, yeah. All right, so what page is this? This is the invoices page. So what I'm going to do, I want to duplicate this one. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. Invoices. Yeah. That's only going to be visible if the user is logged in. Then quotes. Yeah, that's good. And this one. Same with this one. Only show when the user is logged out. Okay. Let's refresh this thing. All right, let's log in. All right, we are logged in, but of course we're not seeing. I wonder if it's just because it's just like browser cookies or something like that, which I could clear, but let's try this. Stop asking me. Oh. Oh, what the hell? Now this doesn't even work. It doesn't even work. What the hell? Okay. It might just be that Webflow might not be the best tool for this. Is it because it's in beta? I don't know why it's. Oh. Why is it kicking me out? Did I do something where... Well, it's not even working here, so I must have done something wrong. Well, not must have, but... Here's the login page, right? Now, anyone can see this page, can go to this page. It's like, what the hell's going on? Won't let me log in, won't let me sign up. Don't know why. I mean, if I test it here, I mean, this is working. No incidents. Oh, my. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this at all. So I feel like yeah, I'm thinking that I'm just gonna, in order to get this to work exactly as I want it, I think we're gonna have to just build something out completely from scratch and just use a different platform. Which is kind of unfortunate. It's kind of unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to have a conversation with my partner and figure out exactly how it is that it's going to work best for building this, because just going through this right now, and that the way things work with the collections and how you can integrate with the portal for your user authentications and your user logins, I don't think it's going to be flexible enough for what we need. And if we're going to have to take information we get there, and every time, something happens in that application, and we're going to have to send off like an API call to something else, and just have to use a whole bunch of different hobble different things together from different companies, I don't think it's going to work. Because right now, I'll show you right now. So, right now in Webflow, one of the projects that I have is our website right here, where we host our podcast, and we do our our membership stuff. And this thing it was actually built before this whole user thing was built. So all of this stuff here, You can see the account here. This is all run, and all the membership stuff is run through another platform called MemberStack. So this handles all the user authentication and the user sign-ins and stuff like that. So it has it so that when someone goes to a specific page, what page? They go to the membership page. No, that's not the right page. No, not this page even. Let's go like a hidden page. A hidden page would be, what would be like the action reports? Like this page right here. So in order to be able to read this action report, you need to be a member. And if you're not a member, you're going to see this. If you are, you'll see the actual content. And all this stuff here, this is a container. This is all gated. Where's it gated from? It's like a members only thing. So all this is only for members only. And this is, I think there's where is it? Oh, it's right here, of course. It's a little content thing here, this attribute, which is all like, what's the word I'm using for? It's all controlled by MemberStack. MemberStack gates content and allows you to create membership websites on different platforms. You could use Webflow, you could use all kinds of different things. They just use JavaScript to be able to hide and control different pages and whatever, and then to have the user authentication. So when a user goes to our site, so if you go on our site, if you want to go log in, this thing here, this is a MemberStack thing. This is not a Webflow thing. So everything goes through Webflow. So the reason I bring this up is because if we have this company here, this application here on Webflow, but then we have to call to another company in order to do the user registrations, but then we're going to have to go through yet another company or application to handle the database and have all three of those things interacting with each other because every time someone logs in, they're going to need to be able to look at their invoices, which is database call. They're going to need to be able to create invoices. Same thing with quotes, and the same thing with clients. And then we're going to have to display all that information. And then to have all of that stuff in different applications doesn't make much sense to me. It makes more sense to just have it in one, where we just have one database, everything's on there. And I think that's going to be the way to go. And that's the same thing that we've done to build this. This is my other company, DataShift, right? When you want to start a free trial or whatever, this is all within, you're not going to MemberStack, you're not going to anywhere else, you're going here. The payment system, when you want to pay, it's all integrated. So, yeah. I think this is going to be the way to go. So, all right, I'm going to sleep on it. I'm going to think about it tonight, think about it tomorrow, and we're going to start again. Well, tomorrow, I think what we're going to do is whether we get the whole layout or everything, the foundations built, I don't know. But if not, we're just going to focus on actually designing the interface and what it's going to look like. So we're going to be able to take that and we're going to be able to either code it up or, whether they're going to code it up. Yeah, I'm not sure, but we're going to start designing. So earlier I said, I never just kind of design things just to design them because I have to redo it again. Yeah, I want to avoid that, but I might not be able to this time. I might have to design it now until we get the kind of the back end kind of going, so that I have something to actually work with and work in. So we're going to figure that out. We're going to figure that out tomorrow. So I'm going to leave it at that because I'm probably rambling, which I tend to do. I'll try not to do it anymore. So yeah, thank you for watching. And don't know what to say. Have yourself a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.